let me know who's there by leaving a comment. That would be really appreciated. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know if you can see something and if you can hear me. Hey, buddy. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I thought today we're just gonna continue to work on the Euro truck. I made some refinements off camera actually. I changed the mud flaps in the rear to the correct color, and also yeah, refined a little bit the tiling I used to make this smooth here on the top. So let's see how far we can get today. Hi guys. No, this time, Michael, I'm hopefully gonna be a little bit more productive than last time. But it was still a lot of fun last time, so thank you for joining. Yeah. So I was thinking just building up the sides might be a little bit boring. And hi, Homebricker. I think building up the sides is a little bit boring with just white bricks, so I'm thinking maybe of some more structure to kind of represent the kind of yeah, sides that the trailer usually has. And I thought maybe we can do some kind of offset with tiles in there to kind of allow for that. So I'm thinking maybe, hey Skywalker, welcome to the stream. Yeah, also let me know if any of you have any suggestions or ideas of what I should do with the trailer. And yeah, maybe some of you, like JDP for example, have trucking experience and can yeah, notify me of some details I'm missing on the trailer. That would be quite interesting. Yeah, hey Mac. Who else did I miss? I think I got everyone. Homebricko, Never Too Old, Polaration, Skywalker. Yeah, I think that should be it. Let's see. Thanks, Polaration. Really appreciate it. Doing my best. I don't think you have enough Lego. No, I actually don't, Michael. I constantly run out of the most basic pieces you can think of, actually. Like, I have a crazy amount of really, yeah, pieces that I also need a decent amount of all the time, but I never really run out of them. But I run out of the most basic items like bricks and tiles and plates and stuff like that all the time. Like, that's like the worst. Even just like gray brick or I don't know, white brick. I don't even have enough 1x4 and white left with everything that I've built the last couple of months. So I can really complete the sides with white brick. So that was also one of the reasons why I came up with this a little bit of a different technique here. You can see it a little bit. So basically, we're trying to insert tiles right here, basically, with a little bit of an offset. So it looks like there's some flexible plane or whatever it's called over the trailer or on the sides of the trailer. And it has some more structure, essentially. And that's also a good statement, Polaration. You can never have enough Lego. That's true. Sadly, not with us. Looks really banged up. A beach dolphin. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, most of the time, I think there's some kind of crew and animal rescue team or whatever coming and seeing how long it has been there, and then either trying to get it back into the water or trying to put it down some way or just remove it from the beach. But that's it's always sad to hear. Oh, you reported it. That's actually really, really good. That's good. I mean, look at this. This is literally the only white brick in 1x2 that I have left out of my total collection. Besides, unless I would take apart this right here, because there's still some white brick in there, but I like the set so much that I will probably keep it together for a while still, and then see if I disassemble it or what. Somebody came and said it would leave in a few days, but I don't know. It would leave in a few days. I don't think it can leave in a few days if it's stranded. I think it needs help if that's the case. So that sucks. Just supporting the bottom a little bit because it was a little bit loose. You always got it, and this is something I'm still struggling with actually as a mock builder. That's a good point, Mac. Maybe if the tide rises and its vitals have been checked and it's doing all right, at least it might be carried away. But yeah, no, but yeah, one thing I always kind of still struggle with and that I'm trying to get better at is making my mocks more structurally sound, which is really hard to do sometimes with the amount of detailing you put into stuff. So yeah, that's something I'm still trying to get better at because I'm not that great at it. Gaseous, I have to Google that. I don't really hear that term a lot. Gaseous. Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe it was attacked by some kind of other animal or something like this. Or hit by a boat. That's a good point. Guys, should we leave it plain white and then just fill out the sides with tile? Or should we try to kind of put a pattern into it, similar to what I did with the truck, where I basically used those slope pieces and then some kind of offset with the plates here? What do you think? Plain white, or give it some additional color, such as the truck itself? No worries, Alexandria. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, I think it's is it Richard behind that username? I'm actually not quite sure who that is, but welcome to the stream, buddy. Some red at the front of the trailer to match the red of the truck. Yep, I was thinking about that. Maybe some kind of pattern in red in the front and then kind of fading it out into the back. But we'll have to see. How did you find my channel, Richard? That's actually interesting. But thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm gonna try to kind of match the red pattern I had there. Let me see. Yeah, I just put it in there today, actually. Mm-hmm. Yep, 60 subs. I just hit it today, I think. I think I was, after the last stream, I was at 55, 56, something like this. And then for some reason, even though I didn't upload anything in the last couple of days, I went up to 60. So that's quite cool. I think it's a pretty stupid idea what I'm trying to do here, because those, let me show you, those, I don't know what they're called actually. I think they're called lantern bricks or like headlight bricks or something like this. The brick modified 1x1 with the offset. It creates an offset where if you attach a tile, you can't put bricks on top because it has an inset. So it doesn't quite fit, and maybe that's not the best idea to do it this way. So need to come up with some different way. 10 subs in 2 days? Why? Maybe it was dead subs that just subbed to you and then YouTube removed them again, as we talked about last time. Wow, I have one of those brick modifieds, so I can't really do what I tried to do. At least not with the appropriate colors. Definitely gotta get more of those. I'm gonna try anyways. Maybe it looks decent with a white brick modified on the other side. We'll have to see. Hey JDP, thanks for joining. One second, I gotta grab some 1x1 red bricks. Yes, guys, hit that like button. Also, by the way, what did you mean, JDP? What happened? Oh, it happens. Okay, got it. Richard, come on. There was actually a YouTube channel I saw a while ago that was called, it had a really interesting name. I think it was just literally called Bricked Up, and it had a very interesting profile picture. So yeah. Oh, by the way, I haven't asked you guys, how is everyone doing today? Let me know what you're up to, and maybe also let me know if you have any questions regarding building techniques or regarding certain sets or anything like that. That is very nice to hear. Oh, did we, JDP, did we already set a date for when we're gonna do the sorting live stream together? I think next week someday, right? Just let me know when you're free. Then we can utilize that time to chat a little bit and sort, because I have those 3 bins to sort and also some other stuff, although you always have a lot more to sort than I have. Yeah, Richard, I have, hold on. So this is the city that I'm still building on at the moment. It's far from finished. It still needs quite some detail work on the same level as I'm showing you here. And then we will have another, I don't know, like 4 levels or so above that. So there's still quite some hours of work that will go into this. But yeah, basically everything, to be honest. I'm a big pirate guy, I'm a big castle themed guy, but I basically build anything nowadays. Glad to hear, Polaration, that you're doing all good. Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday, I think, should work for me too. I have to check my calendar because we're getting close to my software launching, or at least getting into the beta phase where we have to get back and forth with some users on some feedback, but I'll see if I can make Tuesday work. I think that should be all right. And JDP, since you're still in the chat, one question to you. Is there any particular detail about like trailers, like truck trailers, that I should add? Some kind of, I don't know, like pneumatic or some kind of hoses and this and that as detailing on the sides. I have a picture actually pulled up. I don't know if I can show you that. From Euro Truck Simulator actually, which shows the trailer, and I'm kind of trying to go a little bit after that, but not really. So maybe you have some, with your experience, you have some ideas on what I could add in terms of all the pneumatic and all the functional elements of it. Air and power line. Is this connected to the cab itself in the back, or is this connected to the trailer in the front, or both? Okay, got it. Yeah, I have some flexible pieces that I can use for that. I have basically a whole bin which includes most of my flexible pieces. So perhaps there's something in there that we can use, such as this whip piece. Basically everything that's flexible is always really useful for piping, for branches on a tree, at least as long as it's some kind of brown or earthy color, essentially. Similar to those, I always use those as details on trees and then wrap them around the trees. But I think for the hoses and all the connections on a truck, oh, I actually found a pretty cool piece. This one right here. This could make a really good piece for hosing. It's quite long, so we have to see kind of how we can integrate it here. But maybe we'll be able to make it work. So now you can see me prep the brick modifieds on the sides. And since those are 1 by 2/3 high, and they're basically flush at the bottom, instead of having this extra step that a lot of the older brick modifieds have, you have the ability to basically completely flush, put a tile against it. And this creates a nice pattern, nice wall, nice side, whatever. So for example, I can do something like this. I can also add an additional plate. You can see there's this offset, and it makes it look a lot more interesting, a lot more like a container, or like there's a wind blowing into the side and kind of moving the cover of the trailer into the truck. And I think it looks a lot nicer than if you would kind of use something out there. The whip, I think I know which piece you mean actually. But I don't have that in black. I have the Indiana Jones whip in black one time. I could use that. I don't think I have used it anywhere else. But I don't have this. I think you're referring to... Do I have this somewhere? Probably to this piece, I imagine. But I don't have this in black. I should have some mods in chat. That's a good point. I think I gave some people last time mod, but I'm not quite sure. Hold on. There we go. And polarization, of course, as well. There we go. So now let's give this a little bit of an offset, right? Because it doesn't really make sense to give it this much of space. I don't need dark azure as a color too often. So what I'm usually doing is when I have spaces that need to be filled and that I don't see in the end, I just use like random colors. I think most people do that whenever you can't see the colors. Even Lego does that, but Lego does it to save cost. So it's a little bit different. But now you can see if I do this, how much cleaner and nicer the offset is instead of having it bulge in like half a meter. So this is much better. Same on the other side. Black for power, red for primary air. Oh, that's gonna be tough. I don't think I have any flexible pieces in other colors than... Yeah, Farbseiche, exactly. So in Germany we have actually a term coined by a couple of Lego YouTubers here, which is basically, it's color hazard, I guess, is it referring to, which means that often Lego is referred to as doing that, putting like super random colors and super stupid colors that you can't use anywhere else into sets just to save money because they produce certain pieces en masse. So yeah. I'll make you a thumbnail. Yes, I'm way too lazy for that. That would be really appreciated, Michael. All good. The black will still get the point across. I agree, but that's actually a good point. I might want to get some more flexible pieces for stuff like that next time, so that I have the ability to kind of represent different colored cables and stuff like that even. That's something. It's the same actually with regular colors. I have the color plaque. That is a much better word actually. Yes, I think that's a much better term for that. No, but yeah, you definitely... I forgot what I wanted to say. Anyways, let's see. Eight people watching. That's crazy. I actually can't or don't. Actually, I could update the my browser on my laptop. 1 second. Let's see where we are at. 8 likes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Don't forget to hit that like button. One of those likes is my own likes. Maybe one more person can like from the actual people watching. That would be great. But besides that, really appreciate the support as last time. Okay, so this is actually a really important point. You can see I'm using a lot of the interior space for functionality, right? So or not actually for functionality, but to make it look good. And I've started doing that somewhat more recently. I still have an interior in most things I build, or in some things I build, but not all of them. But I started focusing more on the aesthetics and how it looks in the end when I photograph it, because I'm not playing with it, I just build it. So therefore I don't have as much functionality or interior as I had in the past. And so I'm using the interior much more to actually create a really nice looking outside of things. And then maybe leave a little bit of space in here for the actual inside. So I can put some boxes in here in the front and just make the rear black so it looks like it's darker inside the trailer. But yeah. Feel free to do that. I have nothing against that. Okay, let's see if we can complete this, because I think I'm running out of white tiles, although I can use those other shaped white tiles to make the same effect. Just looks a little bit different. I know. This is also an important point. Maybe it's obvious, maybe it's not. I'm just trying to share the way I look at things usually. Yeah, exactly. I'm still running out of pieces all the time. just because I basically have a pretty wide variety of pieces, but I don't have a lot of basic pieces, as I said in the beginning. It's really like I need more bricks, I need more plates, and I need more tiles, just standard tiles. I'm not even talking round tiles or any modified variants or stuff like that. It's mostly tiles, bricks, and plates, standard format that I'm running out of. Now, actually, what I wanted to say is, maybe it's obvious, maybe it's not, the separation from using different shapes of tiles to create the same, or basically have the same space filled, plays a big role in how the end result looks like. In this case, I don't really have any choice. I don't have any, I don't have enough of one of both tiles essentially to create basically the same separating effect between them with the edge there. So I have to do it this way, but basically it creates a wildly different effect depending on what tiles you use for the same area on how the end result looks like. So if I want, for example, more of a planked side look, almost like there's like wooden or metal planks underneath the coverage of the trailer, I might use this. If I just want to have like a large, almost even surface, I might want to use those larger square tiles to do that. So basically the separation and the shape of the tile, since there's an edge or like a little gap in between, makes a huge difference in how things look like. So if I build something that is supposed to look wooden, I might use those a lot more of the time than I use 2x2 normal tiles. That's all right. You gotta eat. Okay, let's see. Oh, and on another topic actually of part utilization and saving on parts, what I do a lot of times is I'm trying to figure out if there's some way I can extend the way I'm attaching this and building this here on the side without using double the amount of those brick modified. So the way I can do that, if there's a plate or something inside, I can just extend the plate or use a larger plate which covers a larger area and is supported by only 2 instead of 4 of those pieces to cover a larger area. Yeah, that's probably a very German thing actually. So I'm trying to be on time with basically everything. Although I have in the past slept through a couple of important meetings, which may or may not have hurt me in my business in the past a little bit, but it happens. Okay, so the way I can extend this now, and basically I just noticed this right now, so I have to replace the sides again. I can just use a larger plate of 4x4 or two 2x4s to create basically an area behind that utilizes only 2 of those bricks. So as you can see, instead of having 2 of those bricks on top of each other and wasting 2 bricks there, I can just use a larger plate, which is still supported nicely by the 2 bricks behind it, and then place all the tiles in the same height that I need on there. And then I can basically close off the trailer on the top with normal bricks and plates again. Although, speaking of running out of pieces, I just noticed I ran out of 4x4 plates. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Dark red. I don't know where I have this one from. Oops. That wasn't a good idea. I think that should be enough. Maybe, maybe not. And look guys, we got a lot more done than last time already. I placed probably like 50 bricks or something like this, which is pretty decent. I can be a pretty fast builder, but I'm usually not. Especially not on stream. He's not throwing shade at you, JDP. He's just making an observation. No, I mean, most of the time it's fine if you're a little bit late, especially when you're setting things up or getting a tea or something like this. I think the only time we were a little bit triggered was when you were like actually an hour late or something like this. So, nothing wrong with that. There we go. I think this technique is working quite nicely. Maybe we do have enough 1x4 tiles in white. I need to go to the Lego store really badly. If the Pick-a-Brick wall has all these amazing new pieces that it supposedly has, we might be able to get some really good parts there to fill up the collection. Especially of those basic colors like white and black and stuff like that. They only never really have light bluish gray or dark bluish gray. They have a few larger plates and light bluish gray masonry all the time, but besides that, they don't really have those primary colors used for sidewalks, roads, walls, rockwork, etc. They don't have that, which kind of sucks. Usually, like the last couple of times, it took, I believe, so if we're excluding the January 20th order, which arrived literally 2 days ago, and we kind of look at the orders I got before that, it was, let me think, 2 weeks at max, so like 10 working days essentially, or 10 business days. So it was actually a little bit quicker than the 14 days promoted on the Lego website for Europeans. But it's still much slower than Bricklink. Every Bricklink order I got so far has arrived in like, I don't know, 3 days, 4 days, something like this. And yeah. Well, yes, but they merged the whole thing. I don't think there's any standard or bestseller anymore. It's just literally, you can order from them and it's like one part list now. I don't think there's any separation anymore. I mean, that's exactly what was the issue with why all the orders took so long, because they messed up their whole warehouse management system. And basically that resulted in them having to delay orders by like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. And that screwed with everyone pretty much. Okay, I think I've officially ran out of tiles I can use in white. So perhaps I have to come up with a plan here to make this work. I can use those small ones. I don't have a lot of those anymore though. That's crazy. I mean, that I think they're building a factory in the US. So anything that is basically North America related in terms of shipment, they should be able to ship it out to you quicker. Unless there's some kind of tariffs or delays placed on that for the export or for the shipping into Canada. I think Never Too Old had the same issue with my polybag, that because of all the changes they're making, that the postage also was affected by that. But you'll have to see. I think they're gonna get quicker with shipping in general. But honestly, I'm kind of done with Pick-a-Brick Online. I might order one more time from them because they have very specific pieces that are extremely hard to get elsewhere. I'm looking for those. Let me see. I actually have one in TransClear. Those large 1x6x5 panels. If I can find it. Where did I put it? Anyways, there's like a 1x6x5 panel, and those only appeared in a select amount of sets in light aqua and dark blue, and they're incredibly hard to get, and I can get 10 of them from Lego at a time in an order, and I need them for an actual backdrop night sky or daylight sky in my MOCs. So I want to put like a sky background into the MOCs. And for that, I need them, and I need a decent quantity of them so I can cover a large area instead of using bricks which have all those seams and edges, which might not look as great. So I need to order those, and then I'll combine it with some other pieces that are also quite unique and a little bit harder to get. There we go. I kind of decided for a mismatch on this side. Again, I don't have enough tiles to cover it in one kind of style, so to speak. So I'm just going to keep it this way. And I'd love to incorporate some more red in there, but it's kind of tough to do, to be honest. And I already ran out of red bricks again. 1 second. That's not good. Usually a MOC tidies up the more you complete it. So in the end, this will be a lot more stable than it is right now. Especially with the hook poking out underneath a little bit. You can see it there. When I place it on the table, it's a little bit unstable at the moment. But we'll get there. I need more red brick. This starts to annoy me a little bit. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, anything MOC related, sets related, anything that you're interested in, anything you want to see me build next, maybe. I mean, I have like 20 MOCs standing around. No, that's not true. It's more like, I think 4 or so, 4 larger ones that I still need to finish. And yeah, after we're done with this, I'll almost certainly complete the city in the next couple of weeks, probably. I'm not sure if it's going to be days. I think more like weeks. And then once we're done with that, I'll go on over to the 20th century battleship. Well, my total collection is just under 50,000 pieces still at the moment, and most of the pieces that I have acquired recently are specialized pieces or pieces that I used in moderation. So I have a large variety, but not a lot of, yeah, pieces of, not a lot of standard pieces. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Written Bricks, or Sean. Thank you so much for joining. And just so in case you have missed it so far, this is what we have built so far. It's basically the trailer from last time. I'm trying to complete it. We're giving it some color differences and some shading there and some kind of nice effects there. And we're trying to make the sides more interesting by building with snot technique to basically inset the walls a little bit. Red bricks. 1 second. I might have another source of those somewhere, somehow. I just don't know where. I could go as far as using slopes in red. But I think in this case they're maybe a little bit too white. Or too big in general to place them in there, because I need 1 by something bricks. I feel like I missed some red bricks that are in here somewhere. No, that's nougat. Oh, there we go. But I don't think... Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. I found them. That's the issue you run into if you use those separators and you don't have one of those containers for 1 color, and you have like literally a non-see-through separator in the back and another color in there. So that's kind of bad. I want to change that once I have more of those sorting systems. A refrigerated trailer. I mean, that's pretty cool, but I think that's pretty advanced. I'm just gonna try to do a standard trailer for now and then kind of see where to go from there. I'll definitely do more vehicles soon. I'm still working on this minifigure scaled car, which is supposed to fit 2 minifigures actually, or maybe even more, and is basically properly a minifigure size. So the tire only goes up to like the kneecap or something of the minifigure, and then also the hood, it basically goes up to the hip, which is much more scaled. If I can find a minifigure, I can actually show that to you. This is my test dummy. So I'm trying to really make a minifigure sized car, because I'm really annoyed by all those cars with those super large tires that are way oversized. And this will also go into the city that I'm still building. So, yeah. Okay, now since we got enough red brick, which I fortunately enough found, we can now probably complete this section here. Again, you can always do this better. If I would have a red wedge plate, I could actually intertwine 2 wedge plates and kind of push them against each other and then attach them with a snot technique, and that would make this look a lot cleaner, like almost like it's painted, almost like it's printed on there. But yeah, this step is okay for this initial try at a trailer. So my personal standard for what I consider for myself a good MOC is pretty high. So this is more on the low end side, but I need to get started with, for example, building vehicles. I have never really built a lot of vehicles, so this is kind of new to me, and I'm trying to get better at that essentially. And then once I've gotten decent at that, we can kind of go a little bit crazier with the detailing. There's 9 people watching. I can't even believe it. That's pretty amazing. So if you haven't yet, please hit that like and maybe even subscribe. That would really help the channel. And yeah, would be really appreciated. Exactly. Actually, I do this a lot of the time. I have plenty of MOCs where I started and then I build it out. For example, my Mafia MOC that I did over a year ago at this point, I updated it probably 2 or 3 times and completely changed certain elements of it. Like I completely redid the road because I had more pieces available or other building techniques all of a sudden in mind. And then once I was finished, I took those final pictures of it, uploaded it, and then that's about it. So that's usually how I go about it. So for example, one thing I would have in mind here to blend this over, look, we can actually do something pretty cool here. We can use the tiling here and split it up a bit and make a pattern into the tiling and then put another plate on top that basically angles this whole red section a little bit and gives it a little bit more structure. I'm probably gonna try to do that. This way we actually save tiles from the side and can use them in the rear where we still don't have any tiles. Oh yeah, of course, 1 second. So I did some minor updates to it. This is the front, this is the side. I actually integrated some steps there on the side so the driver can get into the cab as in real life. And we'll probably add some piping or some details in here and some connection points to the trailer. So there's some studs for that. And I flushed out this area a little bit better. So it has like one flush tile instead of multiple now. I also gave it this nice rounded shape on the connection point for the trailer. And I also changed those mud flaps, mud guards in the rear to match the fender color, which is red, instead of the gray I had before. So that's the cab or the truck itself. Even has working doors. So that's quite neat. Fits 2 people. And yeah. Okay, let me see if I can make this work. We need some red tiling, which this is one of those basic colors that I don't have a lot of, like blue, like standard blue, green, red, and yellow. I don't have any tiles of, and I don't have any plates really of, like very little amounts. So it's always tough to put patterns and shapes into things in those basic colors because I have the craziest colors you can think of, but not the most basic ones. So again, I need to stack up on regular tiles, regular plates, and regular bricks, although I'm starting to accumulate a decent amount. So I actually can strip a few more tiles from one of my builds. There we go. Just stripped a few of those 1x1s. Should be maybe enough. I'll have to see. I think I need to replace that part separator. It's terrible. Can barely get the tile off. There we go. So I was thinking of something like this, which maybe I'm able to, yeah, do this or continue this on the other side if I have enough pieces. It might be quite tough. I think I'm missing like one tile. Maybe we can make it work. I have some ideas though, because I have some modified tiles, although I don't think I have any of those left. I would have loved to use those, but I only have those in dark red and not in normal red. So I can't really use those. And then there's the this red 2x2 L-shaped tile, which could replace all of those three. But I think I've built it into something else, so I don't know where it is. I had 2 of those from one gift with purchase recently. Okay, let's see. I think this looks quite decent. It's nothing crazy. It looks a little bit pixelish, but I think it looks alright. If we can shut the top section of it, although I don't know if I have any red plate left that I could place there. This might actually look quite nice. Or can we use white maybe? No, I don't have any white left. We can use those. Oh yeah, take care, Sean. I thought you meant me while grabbing some pieces and then going back to work. But yeah, have a great work day or a great work evening, I guess, or night. And thank you for joining. Okay, let me see. So I'd love to finish this off with a red plate here, because this would make it flush with the top section, but I don't have any red plates, so I have to resort to completing this with white color, but that's okay. I think we need actually more of those, since I also need to cover the rear. It can never be easy. Let me see, maybe... I think we have to shorten this as well, since I can't do the same sized area here. Oops. Sometimes it's just better to take apart a certain section again and then disassemble that section to make changes than trying to keep everything super unstable on the model and then accidentally crushing the model because you press too hard on something. Again, especially if it's a MOC and it's not really attached properly so far. So let me see. Yeah, see, this is the problem. We need one more tile here to cover this corner, but I don't have any red tiles anymore. Yeah, let me check. Maybe I can find one more. I don't think I have any more. That kind of sucks. So we probably have to use some trans red or something like this as a placeholder. So next time when I order from Bricklink or whatever, I'll make sure to order a bunch of 1x1, 1x2 tiles, especially in light bluish gray, dark bluish gray, red, yellow, blue, and those basic colors essentially. Because yeah, apparently I'm running out of them. And to be honest, most of the time I'm running out of pieces because I have used so many pieces on other MOCs that aren't finished and that I don't want to disassemble yet, or that again need to be finished, so I don't want to disassemble them before they're finished. And that's why I constantly run out of pieces, because there's a lot of the pieces that I do still somehow have attached to MOCs that aren't finished, and that kind of sucks sometimes, but we're getting there. Hi Lego Buildo, thank you for joining. Okay, let's see. I think this is all right. Again, trans red, unfortunately, instead of a normal red tile. Maybe while sorting with JDP next week, I'll find a couple more red tiles. Then I can replace those placeholders, so to speak. And we'll see. Okay, now for the top of the trailer, I'm thinking we'll probably need some kind of white plate. So this. Oh, Michael, I would be screwed. I think if I would be, yeah, I think honestly I would move over to Brick Owl. Although the prices on Brick Owl are, from what I've seen personally in the couple of examples and kind of when I look through it and what I've heard, are not as good as, yeah. I break my MOCs after I make a tutorial for it. That is true, but in order to do that, they need to be finished first. So that's a little bit the issue with why I'm not able to access certain parts. I'm quite ADHD when it comes to building MOCs. So I build like 5 things at the same time, and then I run out of pieces, and then I order more pieces, and then I run out of pieces again, and then I barely finish 1 or 2 MOCs, and then I have some more pieces again, and then I run out of pieces again, and then I have to order more, and so on. So it's usually quite the hassle, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so let's see. Let's complete this rear section here. It's actually funny that we didn't start with the wheels, because in most Lego instructions you start with the wheels and the axles and stuff like that first when you're building something vehicle related, and then flip it around and then add things on top. So I should consider that for the future maybe. Okay, now we need more tiles. More tiles. I have, I think, a couple more in white in here because I stocked up on those recently. That's good. This way I can cover 1 complete side. You can't use any side like that ever again, not even Brick Owl. Well, I would probably buy bulk from eBay or from the neighborhood, so from like eBay. Does this other eBay version even exist outside of Germany? I'm actually not quite sure, because we have eBay Kleinanzeigen, which is basically a local eBay, so to speak, and it's not really eBay, it's only called Kleinanzeigen at this point. And but it was a part of eBay for many years, and it's basically you pick up things from someone selling in your neighborhood or in your surroundings, or you drive there. But I mean, those bulk buys are not as good from what I've heard as they were in the past. So maybe I would try to find good deals there. And then if that's not an option, I would probably buy bulk from WeBrick, or buy, yeah, I guess heavily discounted sets and stuff like that to bulk up on certain pieces. because there's always sets in a year that have really nice pieces that you can use for all sorts of things and that are heavily discounted, and then you can part them out and use those. Or I would go to the Blue Bricks store, which we have in Berlin, which is an alternate brick manufacturer, and I've brought home like 500 pieces from them a while ago, and I'm still using them, mostly like plates and curved slopes actually, and they were super cheap, so I would definitely go there again and buy there again. The quality of the bricks on their wall is decent, but not insanely good. So it's actually a little bit worse than Legos, but it's much cheaper, so it's actually all right. I think the main concern for me there, when I noticed this, was the color difference of light bluish gray from their bricks to Legos bricks. So that would be kind of a concern for me. But aside from that, yeah. That was a very elaborate answer, but I hope it it answers all your questions. Okay, so now, but I want to have an interior still, even though it's just gonna be a small interior. So now I gotta shut off this area, make it black, and then keep this area in the front here to store crates and stuff like that. So I probably need some black tiling that I can put in there. And then cover off the sides, because I don't have any black brick. So I probably have to resort back to tiling. And then go for that. There you go. It gives the illusion that basically the back of the truck is just a little bit darker, and it creates kind of a larger area. But we're really only using the front here to actually put things in the trailer. And then the rear is just structure essentially. So this way you can still open the doors once I've built them, and then yeah, put stuff in there, and it looks quite nice on display and in the photos. I think we're at 11 likes. Hold on, let me refresh. Damn, that's pretty good. Thank you so much for liking, everyone. Really appreciate it. Okay, so now we need to tile the bottom. I'm thinking of using a different color to tile the bottom, since I think most trucks are either black or like a darker gray for the bottom inside. So I'm just gonna use dark gray unless I come up with a different color that looks better. But this way you have a little bit more contrast when you put things on there. So yeah. And don't forget, we also still need to place the doors. And so for the doors, I probably need to add some more pieces. I'm thinking maybe those bricks, right? When I'm building something, I'm always thinking about, okay, what do I need to attach? So I try to incorporate as many brackets or brick modifieds and stuff like that to attach things to if there's a functionality that I have in mind for later. So you need to think about that when you're building or when you're mocking something that is supposed to have a functionality or is supposed to have additional details attached, right? So if you don't, if you just build everything with normal brick or normal tile, and there's no brick or tile modified included there, you have no way of attaching things sideways, up, or like diagonally, or in some kind of shape or form that you need or like for your build. So always keep that in mind. It usually helps to have that incorporated and then either change it later on or actually use it. So most of the time I end up using the exact connection that I made initially. So this is going to be tough now, because previously we used a lot of this space right here to attach this. And so now we don't have that space anymore because we want to use the inside. So either I got to use colors that look a little bit more appropriate. I just noticed those aren't on the same height, or are they? It looks kind of weird. Anyways, basically we need some kind of way to attach this on the sides here, and I'm thinking maybe brackets or maybe some kind of other technique. Let's see. By the way, most of these brackets just came in with the last Lego order. So this is tons of different colors and different sizes of brackets, and also both directions, pointing up and pointing down, essentially. I don't think the brackets are gonna be the right choice for this though. Sorry for that, I just bumped the table. Do you guys have any idea of what I could do here to keep the same offset without really using the inside? So I'm thinking about some kind of connection here, but I can't really come up with something right now on the spot. Maybe some of you have an idea of how to create the same offset and the same tiling or side without really using too much of the interior space for this section. Just trying around a little bit. I think I might have found a solution. I think it's exactly the same offset, or is it? Hold on. Well, maybe it's a tiny bit of a different offset than I used with the bricks, but basically we can use this bracket piece that's pointing down. That's all right, Michael, that's all right. We can use this bracket piece pointing down, which has an offset, not that much as a plate has maybe, with the brick attached to it, but almost. So it should look all right. And then attach it to the tile, and then basically attach it with that offset to the top of the trailer. And so this way we save a lot of the interior space, but we keep the same pattern essentially. And this way I also save a lot on those brackets because I don't have a ton of those brackets. So I couldn't have done this for the whole trailer anyways, which is... Yeah, thank you so much for joining, Polaration, and see you on the next one. Take care. There's another one. Three. There should be 4 in here since Lego. Since I ordered 4 of the upside down and 4 of the ones pointing upwards. So if there's not a 4th one, then Lego screwed up again. That would be really bad. I only have those... Oh, there is already 4 on the table. I'm stupid. Hold on. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah, all right. Never mind. Found it. I'm actually surprised so far we've gotten. I think I'm going to be able to finish this trailer in the next couple of minutes and then call it a day. But let's see. I think we could stabilize this a bit more. Maybe not. Okay, let's see. Select tile to complete this section right here. Now you can see it's pretty much flush with the top. Now we're gonna do the other side. Same technique. Using this 2x2 plate on the back of the tile to extend the tile sideways and add an additional tile to it. I just think I actually ran out of those tiles, so that is a little bit of an issue. I have to steal this one here and replace it. This is also a crucial lesson on I can't even talk anymore. A lesson on piece management and kind of being efficient with that. When you notice that you have used pieces in a place where stability doesn't matter because they're just placed on a surface and the pattern doesn't even matter. So you can use like 1x2s or 1x3 and 1x1. But you need a specific shape or length to cover a certain area, and it needs to be this long to attach to a different piece, because if it's shorter it doesn't attach. Then you can replace those instead of ordering additional parts. That's usually quite helpful, and that's what I do a lot of times when I run out of a specific piece. I'll look into my MOCs and see if I can replace existing pieces where basically it doesn't matter if I use 2 smaller pieces or 1 larger piece, but maybe I need the larger piece in a different space. And on the MOC that I'm stealing those pieces from, it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, yeah, this is obviously still not really stable because it's not attached to the top, but we'll get there. And I think maybe, just maybe, or maybe not, I only have one of those. We can attach this some way. Yeah, you can see, you can see the offset difference. It's very minor, but there's still a difference between using a bracket with the bracket offset and then using a plate with the tiles on top on a brick on the side. There's a very slight difference with the offset, but it's all right. Again, we're making compromises here to get this done since I don't have too many pieces. Hey Jay, thank you for joining. I hope I didn't miss your message by too many minutes while I was bubbling away. And maybe for you as well, this is the truck from last time. And you can see I changed those flaps to match the fender color. And I also changed the tiles here to be a larger one even tile instead of multiple smaller ones, as well as adding some round tiles. It's really hard to see actually with my lighting. Some round tiles here to kind of curve this off as it's done here in the rear. And now we're made pretty good progress on the trailer. Unfortunately, I ran out of red tiles, so I had to use this placeholder. But this is the trailer so far. Left this brick modified there as an attachment point. I can put a pin in there or something like this for hoses and stuff like that later. This attaches to the cab. And then we still need to attach like doors to those brick modifieds. So yeah. And the inside, oh, wrong way. The inside is actually covered up, so it looks a little bit, it's like an optical illusion to make the trailer seem larger. And then we have a gray bottom, and this is where we can place some pieces later on. So yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay, let me get this section finished here. This looks actually quite decent. Maybe, nah, I think we're gonna leave the middle a little bit empty. So now basically the only thing we are left to do is put a roof on top. But before we do that, we need some plates. Actually, I can use those. I don't even need 1x4s. I can just use those. They basically, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. So now we have to see. You can see we're basically using those white pieces to cover this tiny gap that is still on top here, because we use the snot technique on the sides. So if I do this, let's see, it should fit perfectly. Oh, well, we can already attach additional pieces here as well for this row. So basically like that. And then the same on the other side. I think I could even use larger pieces to save on the smaller ones. There we go. Just what we talked about earlier with the piece management. So, see, I overused those, although I have those. So why not use those, saving on those 2x2s, in order to basically use them in a later point and now use the 2x4s. Most of the time, that makes a lot more sense. And in this case, it doesn't really matter as much, but on other MOCs it does. The seam that is created, or the edge that is created between the two pieces, might look weird compared to having a clean like one line instead of having the pieces separate in the middle of the section. So it depends on what you're trying to achieve with your MOC. But I think on a truck, my goodness, those are really tightly attached. I hate these new piece separators. The old ones were much better, but they don't have a separator for the tiles on the back, so kind of sucks. There we go. One more to go. There we go. So now we can just put this in. This is, ooh, let me see. Oh, I thought for a second I miscalculated the gaps, but it fits perfect. It's a snug fit, exactly as it's supposed to be. And now we can attach different things to the front again. I think it was actually a bad idea to attach this, but maybe we can use this brick modified for hoses and stuff like that later, because I think that makes a lot more sense to keep it this way. We also got some attachment points down here with those two studs and a little bit of area in between to make it a little bit more like a real trailer. So yeah, I think the only thing that's missing is basically the rear. And with the rear, we're still missing, I think, the doors. Yeah, of course, the doors. So it's actually, where's my, oh, there it is. Hi, Terry. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's see. So this should also be a very snug fit. Unless I messed something up. 1 second. Yeah, it's not, so basically the way I did those panels in the rear is not as stable as I did it in the front. So they are folding in and out a little bit, but yeah. Also, Terry, I think most of us are doing well. At least I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing well too. Let's see. So yeah, this is how the inside looks like. I just noticed there's actually a gap. I should probably close that. But I don't think that's too big of an issue. I'm just gonna leave it like that. I'm too lazy to fix that for now. But yeah, this is how the sides look like. Almost looks more like a container. But I think it gives the trailer a lot more structure. So now basically the way it attaches, it's like this. Maybe it's a little bit too high, which isn't really a large issue. We can still raise the cap a little bit. But what do you guys think? Maybe JDP can also give his feedback on that. That would be really appreciated. But yeah, it's a little bit, it doesn't have the largest turning radius. If you lift it up a little bit, it goes over the studs, so the connection point isn't ideal. But yeah, it's all right for a display model and for a couple of images for sure. So okay, should we do the back doors as a last step, or should I start with the wheels? I think the back door makes more sense to complete the whole enclosure, and then on next stream or off stream maybe I complete the wheels and the whole hydraulics. Maybe we do it next stream. But what do you guys think? Door and inside, or the wheels and the connection points and stuff like that, with all the hosing and stuff like that? Let me know. I'm patiently waiting for your assessment. See, I could have used a few more 1x2 bricks. I used a lot of 1x1s and stuff like that there to save on some parts, but since it's a very basic color, I think it's all right. Thank you so much, ADP. Again, let me know what I should do next. Maybe I do a poll. Hold on, maybe that's quicker. Everyone is too lazy to type. Let me see. That's a good point. I actually don't think it matters as much anymore. I think most things are pretty solidly attached by now. Even the connection point to the trailer is really solid now because it's wedged in between the bricks connecting to the top and the bricks connecting to the bottom. So there's no movement there anymore. So 100%, hold on. Okay, it's only 2 votes, well. I'll move the connection point on the trailer forward. Yes, you mean, okay, on the trailer itself. So moving this hook even more forward. So I would have more, I mean, I don't know. You're the professional, you let me know. So since 100% of the votes so far said doors, I'm just gonna stick with that. And finish the doors real quick. Should not take too long. Probably gonna be brick built doors. I'm thinking of something. Hey Michael, thank you for joining. 1 second for you as well. This was the truck we did last time. I made some very minor modifications to it. Used some larger tiles for this surface instead of multiple small ones. Made this connection point round and changed the mud guards or mud flaps for the rear tires according to the fender color. And this is what we built almost the entire stream. This is the trailer. I tried to incorporate a pattern, but I ran out of tiles. On the other side, it actually looks much better. And I also ran out of plates to match the color up there. But just gave it a little nice pattern to match the pattern that the truck itself has on the sides. And made the sides more interesting by giving them a little bit of an inset. And now we're lastly gonna do the doors. I made some interior coloring and space already, and then used black in the rear to create the illusion of a dark trailer that has more room than it actually has, because of the rest of the trailer is used for structural support of the sides and everything. So I kind of created a little bit of an illusion there. So yeah. Oh, I'm doing okay, doing all right. And the stream actually lightened my mood a bit. And yeah, I hope you're doing better as soon as possible. I can imagine if you're running your businesses, it kind of sucks to be ill. I feel that. So yeah, hope you get better soon. And yeah. So let's see. Should be pretty straightforward with the doors, if I'm not completely mistaken. Actually, I'm kind of annoyed by this gap there. I'm probably gonna bump the trailer by pulling up this aggressively on the rear here. My goodness, this is really tightly attached. Hold on. There we go. So we basically need something to cover this area there so that we can't look through the rear essentially. We should be able to do that pretty quickly though. Yeah, I get that. That sucks. I think I screwed it up. Hold on. Did I screw it up? No, this actually works. Hold on. Sometimes I'm thinking I'm off by a stat or two. But most of the time, hold on. What did Terry say? Oh, hi Holden. Thank you for joining and welcome to the stream. Are we having branding on the truck or keeping it generic? Well, that's a good question. I don't think I have enough tiling or detail pieces to actually give it nice branding. I also don't have a lot of printed or stickered pieces that would represent good branding. So I'm probably gonna leave it generic for now. I might change that later. There's plenty of opportunity to add add specific tiling to make patterns and kind of branding details or text on the side, but I just don't have enough small tiles in red or white to make any kind of pattern or letters or something like this in there for branding. So maybe I'll do that later as an upgrade to the MOC, but that's actually a good idea. I totally forgot about that. That's a good point. I'm laying in bed waiting for dinner, watching Lego streams. I'm very thankful to have you join then. That's nice. I hope, as I said, you recover soon and can go back to business as usual. Let me see. So I think this should fix all the gaps. Oh, I actually made a mistake. Did I make a mistake? I did make a mistake. The gap is actually larger than one plate, but smaller than two plates stacked on top of each other. So I can't do what I just did. I have to leave a tiny gap. That kind of sucks. Hold on. I'm sometimes pretty bad with this Lego math, where I'm trying to calculate how much space there is between two surfaces or between two different oriented pieces. Because if you orient plates or tiles upwards, and then you have bricks on the side, they have a different scale. So in order to make them match at the top, you have to usually do pretty crazy math. Well, it's not that crazy, but I'm just not good at math. And I always forget about what piece leaves how much space. Yeah, it's actually less than a plate. You can see it right there. It's like half a plate. So I would need a bracket or something like this and then it would fit. But I'm just gonna leave that open for now and move back to the doors. Okay, let's see. The doors. Oh, are you working with a lot of reddish brown brick, Mac? That would be interesting to know, because those are notorious for cracking, of course. Michael, it's actually not mine either. I just had to get into it because of all the math calculations I had to do when I was still actively trading stocks. You have to quickly calculate certain points on the chart and stuff like that. And also when you run a software business that is reliant on algorithms and on logical things that come together and create some kind of formula or something in the end, you gotta get at least decent at it. So I'm okay at it, but I still suck at it kind of. So yeah, I get ya. I'm at a lake. I thought you said I am a lake right now, and I was just gonna ask, did you fall into a lake or or did you get wet? But I'm at a lake right now. Yeah. I hope you're enjoying your time there. And there's not too many mosquitoes around at this time of year. It's probably gonna get worse later in the year. So yeah. Let me see. I want the top of this to be nice and flat. But now we're running into the same issue again, that I don't have enough tiles to make the top nice and flat. So we're probably gonna have to resort back to some kind of weird patterns or things. I'm just gonna attach those tile modifieds in white here. Maybe we can give it some ventilation effect or something on top even. Just some super unnecessary detailing, but I like that about MOCs, so that's all right. Just adding those rails on the side, and then if they for some reason should have large white tiles in the Lego store, I will stock up even more on those, because I apparently don't have enough of those. So, and I never really use those. I only use those on an actual, what is it called? On an AC unit that I attached to a building that is gonna be at the very top of my city MOC. I can actually show it to you, 1 second. Oh, this is tan. So you can see this AC unit. I used those as grill pieces on the side for the exhausts, basically. And then I used the turntable part for the actual, yeah, rotating thing. So I actually had to downsize it. It was much larger before, but I thought this the smaller size looked much better. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Thank you so much for joining, JDP, as always, and take care. I think I've actually managed to, oh, where did it drop to? I hate dropping pieces that literally disappear in or on my carpet. That's like the worst, and it's the worst actually with trans clear, because trans clear happens to be quite hard to distinguish from any type of ground. Let me see. See, I already got distracted. I pulled up, like I looked at the top of the trailer and I was like, it's kind of looking quite boring. And then I decided to make it not as boring. And now I divided away from finishing the doors to the top of the trailer for some apparent reason. Anyways, now we've got some detailing on the top. I think it looks quite nice. We might want to add a pretty cool printed piece that I got recently, if I don't destroy all the bags and all the tiles that are in it. We might need those at some point in the next stream. There we go. Also have to go, finish work, and gotta start the rest of the day's routine, like playing with the dog and dinner and all. Nice stream, and I'll catch you later. Thank you so much for joining, Mac. Branding. Have you thought about peeling off label from food containers to use? That is ingenious. You've got quite some brain, Terry. I really like that idea. I might do that. I might steal that idea. That's pretty cool. I actually like having people around me that are much smarter than I am, because otherwise I would never get these ideas. So thank you so much. Let's see. Plate, round plate, round plate, round plate. I need something to extend this. Just popping those on there looks kind of boring, I feel like. That's why my town has loads of Waitrose branding. Oh yeah. I'm assuming Waitrose is some kind of brand from some vegetables or some fruits or something like this, or some kind of grocery. So that's pretty cool. That's a very cool idea. Okay, let's just, I don't know, should we do this? Just gonna do this. Like this, right? Maybe we can make it look even cooler by using a stud. See, I've got those flat silver studs that I recently used on my fire hydrant in my city. And we can maybe pop them in there. So now gives it a nice texture, a nice little extra detail, whatever that is supposed to be, but it basically doesn't leave the middle open and white. So maybe that's an alright idea. Adds some detail, even though it's useless pretty much. There we go. Okay, I think now I can finally concentrate on the last thing of the stream, which is the doors. Let's actually see what we need. So we need some kind of tiling in white, which I ran out of, so I can't use that. Or, no, actually we need white tiling. I can't get around it, really. Maybe I can use this, I don't know. Got a couple of those. I think those are from my last Lego order. Maybe. Maybe you can use those. We'll have to see. Is there some white in here? Yep. I have no white tiles. This is actually so frustrating right now. Maybe some more. Oh yeah, I have those branding Lego color stickers used on old cups. Lego logo is exactly 1x1 square. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I have to really think about that. I might collect some on my next grocery shopping trip. So we'll see. I mean, you can always cut out things from a tabloid paper or from a newspaper or something like this, or any stickers, and just use them. So I might have to collect some of those with like generic branding and logos and stuff like that. That might be quite useful. Okay, there we go. So now, since we got a few tiles, we need something to attach this to. Both door, actually, hold on, we can do two things, right? We can do a loading ramp, which is basically something folding down in the rear, or we can do separate doors. I've seen both on trucks. So yeah, let me actually ask you guys. Oh, stop this. Loading ramp, doors. There we go. I think this way, yeah, I was thinking about the loading ramp, so I think it might be the better option, honestly. We'll have to see though. I wouldn't know how to attach this really. Maybe we have to... See, now I'm removing this piece because, oh, I bumped the table again, because we have to basically have space in there to attach like plate modified or something like this to attach the ramp and make it hingeable. Of course, I could just close it up, but that's, as I said, that's not the purpose. I want to make it at least a little bit functional. So, I have to look in here. There's some that I used in the past. Maybe there's somewhere on here. Oh yeah, this is a much more stable piece since we're using one large piece that is attached on 2 studs and instead of 2 separate ones. That's usually the better option to go with. So let's actually use that. Oh, it's actually 50-50, damn. I'm gonna do the loading ramp now. No matter what comes in with the results. So let's see. Again, if I would have planned a little bit more ahead, my goodness, they're really tightly attached. If I would have planned a little bit more ahead, I might have integrated some kind of hinge piece in the rear already instead of the 2 brick modifieds on the sides to make that work with the loading ramp. Actually, I think I have a better idea. We could use the individual ones. It's maybe not as stable, that's okay. And if I attach them on the outside, I can still have a normal tile in the middle, so it doesn't look as disrupted. But I don't have normal dark blue square tiles anymore. So I have to resort back to 1x1s. Or, okay, so this is also, this is still an option, hold on. We could also, instead of doing, we could use this. And then basically, we have this little caution thing there. And maybe, I don't know, I'm actually not quite sure. We can still change that later. I just keep that for now. So this way it's not, yeah, I like this actually. Okay, so now we need to have some kind of bar piece attached to this. Either we use one of those, which might be the best option, honestly. Yeah, I think that's the best option. Just gonna try that out. Oh, no, that doesn't work. Hold on. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. This works. See, because we have basically this little bit of a ledge on the side of this plate modified. So since you need 2 of those on both sides, this works because it has the exact same offset to the brick next to it as a normal clip piece, like a plate modified with a, is it horizontal or vertical clip, doesn't matter. But basically it has the same offset, so it is flush with the sides and also flush with the other side. If I use one of those, the offset is actually to the inside, so you have less than 4 studs in the middle of space, so they don't match up. So that's why that's not really an option. The issue is I apparently don't have another one of those that do fit there, which kind of sucks. Then we just use a placeholder for that for now as well. No. I would need inverted tiles now to make this really look good. And I almost ordered those, which are basically inverted tiles, in dark bluish gray, but I didn't. They would have been really handy now. Anyways, doesn't matter. We make it work somehow. Yeah, take care, never too old. Thank you so much for joining as usual. And for the support. Okay, let's see. I think I have to live with that. Because I don't like those anti-studs, right? This looks quite crappy. But you can fix this with inverted tiles. I just don't have them. So again, another design flaw of me not thinking about this earlier in more detail, but that's all right. And now we can attach one final plate. Maybe we can also use some dark blue gray. Nah, that doesn't work. We have to use those. Otherwise, it's not gonna attach all tiles on there. There we go. Again, this is a mist color, of course, but I don't have the piece again, at least not in my available part collection. Maybe it's built into some MOC. And now if you open it up, looks quite flush, quite nice from this side at least. And we can put stuff in there. So yeah, let's see if we can flush out the rear a little bit more next time. And then also the tires and everything. But I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have any more questions, please let me know right now so I can answer them. If not, thank you so much for joining. And I appreciate the feedback and the ideas also, always, and the support. But yeah, let me know if there's any more questions you have in general, specific to this MOC, anything like that, let me know right now. Just gonna give it another minute or so. And then I think tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe on Friday, I'm on stream with Silent. And next week, I'm gonna be on stream with JDP. Just doing some sorting. It's gonna be much easier than building. But I think we got quite a bit of detailing and everything done. I'm very happy with that. I think that's all right. And yeah. Okay guys, since I don't see any more questions, thank you so much for joining and for supporting me. And I'll see you in the next stream. Bye bye.